Hello everyone, it's Sloth here today with classic Dimir. However, we have a lot of small choices here in the deck, and the deck was a bit updated during the gameplay. So we are running the snow version because I feel that it's very cool interaction and we can benefit from the black having blood on the snow with Dimir because we have only two colors, so we can actually use snowlands very well. And this is one of the good parts about the deck. Like Dimir has this advantage over Esper because you can start going snow direction. Esper cannot really. So with that being said, we will talk through the whole deck, whole cards, and the results at the end as always. What I think is the most interesting parts of the deck. The interaction of Blood on the Snow, doubling the best creature for the matchup. And we have different choice of creatures. So basically, you have one of each creature, but you can triple it basically with Blood on the Snow. So you can have three of them during the game. And each one of them is very heavy with value. So for this reason, if you take the perfect card to answer the enemy deck, you are gaining a lot of value. And usually that will win you the game. And all of this on top of just being a sweeper. So that's really the core of the strategy. We are actually playing more like Siphon Insight, that it is just one of the cards that I added in one of the versions later. But honestly, when you start seeing the videos from the today's, I guess, video and all the matches, we stole a lot of win conditions. We actually played enemy deck very often more than he did. And this is mainly due to Siphon Insight. I really like the card, especially that it's very versatile. We will probably play more with Siphon Insight. It is a bit of an expensive card though, because you need in total 5 mana and you don't get, the value from your deck. However, the fact that you draw from the enemy deck means it always matches more or less what he plays. And the fact that you can choose to hit the land with this one, even if it's not your land, but it's still like a land drop, So very often, with this deck, one of the big issues I had is just getting mana screwed over and over. I don't know how it's possible. I actually made sure we are at 26 lands. 26 lands. What more? We have a lot of cardo. We have Siphon Insight to hit lands. We have double Celestus to filter. We have double Memory Deluge, and we have double Gravenlore. But if we hit 5 mana, we are already in good position. So probably Gravenlore is the least helpful. But the rest of the deck, we have so many ways to hit the lands, and I still couldn't for so many games. And I really think Siphon Insight is a big thing that can help you with this problem, which is very prevalent in control decks very often, I feel. So, with that being said, I really like the card and I know you do too. We have some counter spells, but this deck is not exactly about counter spells. We have two key counter spells. One is Negate, one is Saw It Coming, and we have also more tempo based Make Disappear, because having second Negate feels great against control matchups and things like this, but if you are against Boros, Make Disappear is so much better, and I feel that during the whole game you usually can hit something with this. If not, the game is so slow, you can just filter with Celestus, so you don't really get the drawback. For the sweepers, we are going quite heavily with the sweepers. We have only one Mythic Massacre to use the enchantment part, and double Shadow Verdict and double Blood on the Snow, because I feel with Celestus hitting 5 mana on curve with normal draw is good enough, and this answers Angels so much better than Mythic Massacre. Even high toughness creatures, even Cavalier, when you are on the draw, Mythic Massacre is just so much worse, and I'm getting a lot of games on the draw lately, so it just feels that Shadow Verdict is somewhat more consistent in the decks that I'm meeting. But Mythic Massacre is probably objectively a bit better card, but if you are just pressured extremely and enemy plays 1, 2, 3, 4 and you are on the draw, this won't hit anything. And we have a lot of removals in this deck. What it means is that we have more time than usually with 4 Bloodchief first, 3 Dread Figure. This is decent card. Like, it's probably weakest card in the deck, but it's still decent, and I'm trying to make spot for this one because it's on versus control. It's very good 1-for-1 card, and you can get rid of counter spells. Or even for 1 mana, they have so many targets. Look at us. 2 mana or less is basically half of our deck. And yeah, if you want a better card, you can just pay 3 and that's fine. And against aggro, it's not a dead card. Especially, you can feel the power of this card if enemies started and you are on the draw with 1 swamp. And then you can get rid of their 2-drop, usually Adversary or Aspirant, and this makes such a big difference. It's basically like instant removal in a way. But yeah, it's a bit situational, and of course it has good and bad parts about it. But for this reason we are running so many removals. So we have 4 Bloodchiefers, 3 Marches, double Infernal Grasp. And this is very important because March is such a big deal in stabilizing. If you run Infernal Grasps, I feel that you should generally run something with life gain, and March is the way to do it. We also have 1 Baleful Mastery. We do have exile effects with Shadow Verdict, but I generally like this card for versatility, and we have enough of cheap removals to make it, usually you have time to just go into 4 with this one. It's not probably the best card for the spot, but I think it gives some versatility. I think we even cast it for the student cost and it didn't feel so bad. So, experimenting with stuff. Alright, with that being said, of course we have Iymrith, Junji, Kotose, and Kairi. You will see in one of the games how much value Junji can have. Kotose is honestly, I think, the scariest cards here. Iymrith and Kotose. Iymrith is more of a defensive creature, it's just, this core thing that keeps coming back and grinding the enemy out of value. But Kotose is just, this clear cut out of the best cards from the enemy side. And with this deck, you generally have a lot of mana. You have some card draw, you can cycle, you generally have Siphon Insight to just, hit something. It's very often one of the lands that you are offered. So with Kotose, you generally can cast the spell in the same turn. And usually you never cast it on curve. Usually you cast it with something like 10 or 11 mana when enemy is out of fuel completely. You just use this to close the game after he's run out of threats. And the fact that you can steal any card, not just instant, sorcery, not like Planewalker, everything, is just so huge. You will find a good target in every single deck. And as we mentioned, with Blood on the Snow, you can get it back. So if enemy is playing something slow, you generally want to get back Kotose more and more and more. Just make sure that she isn't exiled. This is something really important, so you generally want to play her when you have Infernal Grasp or March, because then you can remove her in response, or just counter spells, of course. And of course, if enemy exiles, it's okay, you have other creatures, but don't make it easy for the enemy. Make it that he needs to completely focus on this with all the cards he has, and okay, then maybe you can do it. But most of the time, from my experience, they cannot. And Vanishing Verse doesn't hit it, and Vanishing Verse is like the main thing that exiles, right? So we don't have much problem. And when Kotose starts to come back with the Blood on the Snow, it's just devastating, because it answers enemy board, it gives you strong creature, 4/4, will kill the enemy very quickly, and the fact that you can, on top of this, get the exile effect, and also cast something, usually in the same turn, is just such a big advantage. So really, really strong finishers for the deck. Alright, and going into impressions and results. For some reason, I couldn't get competitive win rate with this deck. I don't know why. I feel during the commentary you will see I just got so many times mana screwed, and I'm not saying one turn. It was even 5-7 turns. It felt insane. I think I will leave at least one of those games just so you guys have a feeling what's going on. And it shouldn't be the case, because 26 lands is enough. What more? We have... Oh man, sorry for the voice thing. I'm talking too long, I guess. But we have double Celestus and we have triple Siphon Insight. We have so many ways to get lands that I really believe we shouldn't get mana screwed at all. But we did nearly every game. So I'm not sure how, good statistically those results are. I didn't go above 50%. but I feel that the deck is better. It just felt that we need to play more games with this one and see how it goes, because on the paper it has all the answers. And it has quite a lot of card draw, especially with Celestus, that can get you maybe not card advantage, but it can dig you into card advantage, so in a way it is a card advantage. I will be building more with Celestus, definitely. And don't forget the loop that you have, Kairi. Mill 6 cards, then return up to 2 target sorcery cards or instants from graveyard to your hand. And this comes back with a creature. So don't forget you can just chain those and, you know, make enemy miserable, as we like to do. Alright, and this was the deck. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I feel the deck is better than the results show, and I really liked it. I think it's very fun. We have ways to steal the enemy Wincons, we can remove enemy Wincons, we can sweep the board and get our stuff back. We have a lot of card draw. Gravenlore is such a great card draw. The only thing I kinda miss in this deck is counter spells, because we have only 3 basically. This is like for key moments in the game, not just countering whatever enemy does. But it's just me, so if you don't enjoy as mana counter spells and just interactions, it's a very good deck for you. I think the only card that needs thinking is Dreadfugue. I always am on the fence with this card. And yeah, with that being said, if you like the decks, if you like what we are doing and how much we're enduring all those mana screws, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps. I really appreciate everyone who did it, and we are trying to get into 1000 subscribers, so that's something I'm excited about, and thank you for everyone that is helping to achieve this one. And with that being said, the games I hope are pretty fun. I hope I didn't rant too much, and yeah, some of them were really close, so you probably will enjoy them. So thank you and enjoy the video. Okay, so we are on the draw. That will be very hard, but we have very good sweepers and Dreadfugue. It's your time to shine, because I'm considering your spot. And we are against mono black control, maybe? Like, we have a lot of good targets, so let's try it. Okay, I will take it. Interesting. So, like, Ores of Vampires? Yeah, it seems to be Ores of Vampires. Okay. So this is their next play. How do we answer? We don't. It means that we need to exile Bloodchief first to Marsh. So it means that we need to get untapped land. That's not great. Yeah, this has 2 power. Oh, he did not play this. That's really sweet for us. This gives us way too much time. No, maybe not too much, but more time. So now we can answer with Bloodchief first. That's pretty good. We both have blood on the snow. That's gonna be a bit weird. And we need to really conserve our threats. It will be hard game. Like, we are not exactly like tech against their deck. And now we don't need to exile anything because we have enough value. We can just go 1 for 1. Especially this is a very slow removal, so you know, we are fine. And the enemy seems to miss the land drops. Man, I can feel your pain so well today. Oh man, I guess someone always needs to get mana screwed. Never mind, never didn't have it. Mythic Massacre. I think we just open mana. It seems a bit scary, you know? And we make the stop, because while there are no targets for the creatures, you know what happens. There's no priority, and this shows that you don't have counter spells. And now we don't need to fake, because there's a creature. So we just get normal instant triggers. This is our only removal, you know? And this is not threatening at all, because there's no kicker. Enemy is like really slow rolling his threats. Maybe we just go Mythic. Like, honestly, Mythic feels okay-ish. That's not the card that we really want to use, especially with double blood on the snow. So right now we are praying to the deck gods of Shuffler. We got our lands, that's great. Now we need card draw, like Gravenlore. Memory Deluge. Thank you. This is actually how we should normally play. And this is really important. This also shows the enemy that we are packed with value. I actually think we just remove it. Enemy might go for blood on the snow, but then we also will. And then he doesn't get any value from this. Right? That's how it works, I feel. We gave him land and he got blood on the snow. That's pretty good. So he plays the land, plays blood on the snow probably, and then we play blood on the snow. Oh man, that's so good. Like, I don't care at all. I really don't care about this one. I want to make him that he feels that we have counter spells. With so much open mana, like, do you really play sorcery for 6 mana? No, and that's perfect because we needed this turn so much. He doesn't even know how much we needed this. And oh, my voice. Infernal Grasp is perfect. Oh man, this is how we wanted to play. Now oh boy, it's getting to the candy shop right now. I hope. Oh, I'm not monetized, so I don't care. So, is this the Kaya time? No, it's not. I think we just answer his threats. I don't want to give him Kaya because she can come back with his blood on the snow, you know. And in next turn we can Memory Deluge, so like every single turn it's good for us and it's bad for them. Oh my god, what is this? Lifelink at the beginning of your end step. If you gained, you may draw a card. Wow. I will take more blood on the snow. Oh man, we are demolishing this poor guy. Like, he doesn't even know this yet, but we do. He probably has 2 Evelyn, right? I think that's the case. And we need some counter spells with Memory Deluge, and that's how we want to close the game. Yeah, he's forced to do something. We don't have counter spells that do anything, but I want to make sure that this like goes up. Kotose seems really good. Make disappear. You know what? It's not the worst. That's not the card I wanted. What did he cast? I forgot. Okay, so he has what? 4? I think 5 at least. So he takes back the Evelyn. So we Infernal Grasp and have a lot of mana to answer something. I kinda feel like Make Disappear might be the big play here. It might be a wrong choice, but I feel that the counter spells are really good here. Especially with all the high costs. Alright, what did he get? Not really much. Alright, so this is Kaya turn, I would assume. We don't have anything great in the graveyard, so that's a bit of a problem, I guess. And this removes from what? Graveyard, hand, library. So not exile. Obviously, I guess. He has Vanishing Verse, right? So we need to be careful. It's either Kaya or just Blood on the Snow. I feel this is Kaya, because he cannot answer her very well. Man, the sound, wizards, please, fix your damn game. This is your flag product, basically. Like, maybe it's worth investing, like, you know, 5 minutes to code. Alright, so we definitely go into removal. I think it's a Shadow Verdict. It's not a bad card, but we have, I think, few of them in this version, and we don't super care about it. And the rest one is just better. Sure. This might be the bait card that he played to force reaction, but we really don't care about this one. Okay, my turn. First of all, how much do you want it? It might be Deadly Dispute or something. Okay, done. +1. That should be first, by the way. We are not playing Kotose yet. And that's it. Now we have another exile effect. So while we give enemy a lot of time, like we are ensnaring him from every side, because we have, with Memory Deluge, we can reach out for so many answers. And as you can see, he is kind of forced to do the pretty bad stuff, I would say. And I'll go full control just to make sure that we don't miss any triggers. Okay, that's fine. We have our own Blood on the Snow, and he has nothing really in the board. So we just trade, you know, forever. It's pretty funny. We also trade with his Blood on the Snow, which is a bit hilarious. And let's draw and see what's up. We have so many finishers, we just cannot get them. And this is pretty good card. Celestus is actually also amazing card, especially for every longer game. And yeah, we don't have place for now, so we just go Blood on the Snow. Do we have something? Not really, right? But we just have so much value. So I guess we don't get the creature, which is a bit unfortunate. We could go for... no, Vanishing Verse doesn't hit, because it's multicolored. I would go for it if I could. Yeah, it's also exile effect, so we don't want to give Kotose to this monster. I think it's just it. It's good enough. And we have so many answers that we can play it even like this. you know, bro, like, some of us have more than 2 cards. I don't want to point fingers, but one of us definitely doesn't have anything to think about. And the other one is us. So, we kill Planewalkers. Do you have any feelings about this situation? Alright, so, jokes aside, Shadow Verdict out. And you can see how much power we have in the hand, especially with Dread Fugue. Oh, and this is the turn when he whiffed. He doesn't really have much, right? So we take the card. This is a very good one. Oh man, what do we discard? All of them are amazing. I actually have no idea what to discard. Siphon Insight is really good here. It might be make disappear. Yeah, it's the only one that is like kinda conditional. Alright, and this might be the turn we wanted. It can be any card, right? Oh, this is multicolored. I just realized it cannot be Vanishing Verse. I don't really care what we will get. We have Counterspell, we have Removal, so Kotose will go to the graveyard and enables Blood on the Snow multiple times. So maybe let's start with Kaya. I really did enjoy Kaya in my deck. So, you know, why not make it more? Alright. Opponent hand, Evelyn, Vanishing Verse and March. Okay, that's fine. Library. So many vampires. I'm not reading all of this, but basically some vampires. I guess all the cards I highlighted, because we don't really have other targets. So it's just this one, Kaya. Like, what are the cards with the counters from Evelyn? Blood on the Snow, that's interesting one. And from our side, Field of Ruin and Trance. So, Blood on the Snow, basically. He definitely wants to cast it. Dread Fugue is actually really good here. This forces his hand to play something. So basically, now he needs to decide how he exactly plays. Probably, like, March is pretty good. I think we get rid of the March, because Vanishing Verse cannot hit anything right now, and we'll keep reanimating stuff, so it's March. Now he cannot answer Kotose, and when he casts Evelyn, we just counter, and he has nothing. And this is probably the turn that he lost the game, like, completely. Nice. Your play? Which one of the cards you want to play? One has no target. Alright, cool. Glad we solved this one. And I'm not sure if he has even Blood on the Snow in the deck anymore. This is definitely a land. Man, it's so weird to play with this baguette sound. It's just so ridiculous. His top deck, not the best one. Definitely better than the land, but yeah, it's just a little bit too weak. Let's play the Kaya. I really like Kaya, so let's continue using it, so the enemy cannot. And I think this will be Infernal Grasp. Like, we could save it, probably that would be like the perfect play, but we don't really care. And right now, generally you want to +1 first, but we know the enemy hand, so we don't care. Smorg. Man, we never even started using our main powerhouse for the deck with Blood on the Snows. And Vanishing Verse definitely looks silly here. No colors, double colors, double colors. Oh man, I think he's super salty probably at this point. But at least no roping, so I do appreciate it. And we have Hall of the Stone Giants, so very quickly... Oh, sure, I do like this card. This is also multicolored, by the way. I'm pretty sure we kill him before the mill thing. So let's just curate our draws so we don't get crap like this. Oh, second hole is pretty good. I do enjoy playing your stuff, bro. So let's put the counter on Evelyn as well. He wants us to activate the hole so he can Vanishing Verse, but that's not the case. Oh, he drew exactly removal. Nice. But he used it on Evelyn. Okay, that's fine. I'm really glad he didn't wait for the trigger. So now we put another one on Kotose and we are at 7. Nice. So with that being said, let's attack enemy. Like, his top decks are pretty good so far. And I think it's just the hole, right? Yeah, it's good enough. We could kill our own Kotose, get her back and exile one of the cards from the enemy, but I just don't think he can win if we don't. And I like options. What is Kaya Ultimate? You get emblem. At the beginning of your upkeep you may cast a legendary spell from your hand. Graveyard. Oh, I do like this ultimate. I do enjoy it. Oh man, this is pretty fun. Okay, let's put this. I do like lands. They enable Hall of the Stone Giants. So we are forcing him to use his Vanishing Verse. This way, he needs to be careful about the next one, and he needs to top deck very well. So he can kill the hole, but we have the next hole, and that's the main point. That's also 11 damage, and he still gets to 8 after he answers the hole. And next turn it's lethal unless he top decks perfectly. And if he top decks perfectly, we still have a huge card advantage, so like everything is going into our direction very heavily. 8. And don't forget, Kotose has like triggers, and also like we have the emblem. So in the end, he cannot outvalue the Kaya, which is probably painful because we don't run Kaya in our deck. It's his one. That's how he wants to win the game. All right, definitely a draw that really likes enemy creatures, but just look at this. Max, fire. Like, I cannot believe anyone would fake being control in this smart way. I don't care. It has to be Boros. It has to be Boros. Or mono green. Mono green is the same, you know? Alright. Now we can answer with Field of Ruin because we see the lair. And we might have some empty turn. And I really want untap land for Infernal Grasp. Okay. It's fine. I actually really enjoyed this one. So this is some Chariot deck. We could give him the Chariot because we have Spell Pierce, but it might be an actual 4-mana creature, and then we are really unhappy about the results. We could kill it. I feel that we are okay with this one at this moment, okay? At this moment, this is the keyword. We can get him to a lot of mana. I actually think that we can ramp him just to force some extra creatures. Like, you know, pretend it's a mistake and give him the ramp. But I want him to cast one creature first. Alright, and now we are... Oh my god, I'm so clever that I targeted something. And then the enemy is, I got your mistake. And then I hope he plays a 1-drop. Or I think he didn't play the land, right? So he can go for 2-drop. And this is basically a free card in our Shadow Verdict, and we pretend that it is a mistake. So I hope he takes the bait. I didn't want to do it at the start, because this will mean that he actually has 4 mana. Oh, he got mana screwed. Okay, that's interesting. Oh man, that's interesting. How do we do it? He can go to 4 mana. 4 mana is scary. We can counter the Chariot. I guess we can kill whatever comes as a 4-drop. And he cannot draw a card yet. I think because look at his cards. He has 7 cards, we have 5 as a controller. We need to get really good Shadow Verdict to win this. Because if we just kill those 2 creatures, cool, he will just start playing more of them. Man, couldn't you have this last turn? Our whole play was into luring you into this false stance of I have more mana. Alright, they want to cast something. Is this the Chariot? I really hope it's Chariot. That would be the best case for us, just because we have Spell Pierce. And I think there's high chance that it is. Because otherwise he would... Yeah. Get wrecked, bro. Oh yeah, oh yes, that's exactly what we wanted. And the more we draw, the better for us, because we have a lot of high-powered cards, and he's tapped out, now he has nothing. And we can stall for next 2 turns with removal, so if we draw 3 lands in the row, that's extremely bad, but I feel that our draws should be stronger as a rule. So we can, you know, see? This is what I mean. Our top decks generally are better than his top decks. That's, you know, decent stuff. Probably not the best one, but we are closing the gap. Man, I was so excited for this bait play. Of course, the second Chariot is a bit problem, but let's be honest, Chariot is always a problem because it's great card. Alright. We have enough black, so let's go for blue this time. And we are foretelling, because there is a high chance enemy won't play into counterspell. Of course he probably will, but like I can totally see how it can go for the next turns, and it's extremely important to have cheap counterspell, because then you can draw a 5 mana drop and then protect it, and that's really huge. Sure. Yeah, this has to attack, so no haste. He can crew it, use it to crew, but he still needs to tap 1 of the cats. Cool. We are keeping this one. We are at 14. Enemy won't kill us yet. And every turn this is just a better card. And you also want to cast it when the enemy is tapped out, so no snakeskin veils and stuff like this. That's not what you want to see, right? 2 damage is fine. Like, we are still hanging, like we need few good cards from the top. I consider it a very good card from the top. And as you can see, okay, this situation that didn't make a huge difference with Saw It Coming, but generally having a counterspell on top of your sweeper is just insanely powerful. So now we do not counter anything that doesn't go like 2-for-1, as long as we can kill it with those cards. So you can feel how the game completely changes every single turn. Oh, this is exactly a 2-for-1. Oh boy, this is the biggest 2-for-1 you will ever see. Actually, it's 3-for-1, because he draws a card. Very good removal, by the way. Like, generally, our top decks is just... Sorry for changing line of thoughts, but I don't want to stall the game too much. And first of all, as long as our top decks are like direct removal, we go 1-for-1. And we have cards like Gravenlore in the deck and so on and so on. Enemy is tapped out completely. That's cool. So it's what? 5, 7. Sure, I will heal by 7. This is one of the reasons March is so amazing. Suddenly, back to 17. It even broke the sound, I believe. Like, cool. Thanks, Magic. It's weird, but at least it's partially working. So basically, our idea for the game, we have a lot of bangers like Gravenlore, Memory Deluge, Iymrith, cards that instantly win us the game. Of course, we cannot draw them, because why would we? But that's the case. This is also 2-for-1, but we have Baleful Mastery. Let's hope for no protection spells, because actually this does hurt. He had something. That's weird. Exactly. And this is the Junji. And suddenly, enemy stuff doesn't seem so scary. And bro, Max, this is a control creature. It actually makes a difference. Yeah. Not like your average creatures, you know? We are just having a little bit of more power in our stuff. Cemetery Prowler. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know if we kill this. Does it prevent the effect? Not really. Yeah, because Brutal Qatar is as long as it's in the battlefield, and this one doesn't have this kind of clause. So he will get the effect, so no reason to kill this. And as a rule, if you can go into top deck mode against enemy non-control deck, you want to do it. Because like basically your deck is bound to have higher value, so even if you lose this game, you shouldn't lose this game. It was just, you know, feels bad moment, but the play was correct. Enemy did the smart choice. Do you want to attack? So we could get rid of his stuff. How does the card work? Non-dragon creature from a graveyard. Do we have something cool? Not yet, but we will. So right now we cannot really, because there's no creature and there's no reason to do anything else. Enemy has what? 4, 6 mana. So they might be able to transform it next turn. Like as a rule, even though it's more mana efficient, we don't really care about the mana, and this can answer every creature on curve. And given we have better situation aggressively, we start to race. We will force him to answer the Junji. And we have removal to ensure that nothing bigger comes into play. So this 1 HP is extremely annoying, because it means that we need to basically get 15 damage instead of 10. But you know. Sure. So he will get rid of his stuff, basically. We could get it back if we want. But I don't think we do. Like, our game plan right now is a bit different. So Junji for now, against mono green especially, they don't have good removal. Even with Blizzard Brawl, then they need double Blizzard Brawl. I think this might be the card that they're holding. Oh no, it's an instant. Inscription, okay. So, they heal, they put 2 counters, and fight. It would be such a shame if something happened to your card. And that's why we didn't remove it before. And suddenly, enemy's top deck against a 5/5 Menace Flyer that will just simply kill him. And what more? We can actually... Oh, you lose. Enemy loses to life. We can do it next turn if we want. If he played the card, I would just kill my own creature. But in this case, like, enemy cannot pressure us at all. So we could cast this and kill the enemy, because then enemy discards 2 cards and loses life. But why would we destroy our resources if the same thing happens next turn and he cannot deal... How much was it? Let's check exactly. 15. So yeah, he just cannot win anyway. Alright, let's see if this game maybe we don't get mana screwed. There is a small chance we might actually play up to 5 lands in a row. you know, the thing that our deck is designed upon. So, we saw it coming. Yeah, sorry for the run, but when you see other games, you will understand. Like, especially the last one, it was just such a misunderstanding. Oh boy. Magic. And it seems that we are again mana screwed next turn. As every single game. Like, honestly, at this rate, I will start playing 30 lands in my decks. And I'm sure that I will get flooded every game then. Like, what the hell? Like, Shuffler, if they have algorithm that smooths the card draw, like, it's not working. It's not working. Like, if anything, it makes it worse. Oh, nice. We just need one more to play Magic normally. Like, we need only one more land for the rest of the game. Cabaret Charm. Like, you know what, sure. So this is basically like stuff, but it's not the enabler. 2 damage a turn is not scary. Something that will buff them is scary. And this is why we need to hit 5th land, and I'm pretty sure we will never hit it until the end of the game. Oh my god, Magic, why are you doing this to me? That's some quality round. See? Told you. Because we need exactly the 5 lands to start playing Magic, and this is exactly what we won't get. We'll get exactly until 1 mana less than you need. Oh my god. Oh my god, he actually saved us. Bro, you are the star of this game. So, as always, we need enemy to play heavily bet to just counter the Shuffler. Fortunately, they always do. Nice! We can hit our lands finally. And we wouldn't hit land for next 2 turns. Oh my god. Alright, we need 5. Like 6 is okay, but I do not think... This is not great. March is okay, I guess, but we have so much removal. I think we need sweepers, not Ricardo. And I'm normally, if you are playing normally, without the Shuffler, this is correct decision. In 3 lands you will hit some lands, but I do not trust the Shuffler one bit, so now 3 lands please. Okay, 2 is okay and the discard. It's so consistent that you can basically base your plays around getting either flooded or mana screwed, depending on what you don't want to happen. But honestly, like, right now we are in okay situation. So this one seems a bit scary, but when it gets removed, it's not really super scary. Alright, Iymrith is nice, but we need to get rid of this one first. We have some options. We could double exile this. Like, this is actually pretty decent, isn't it? So we double exile. This is for 4. We held up counterspell. Yeah, I really like this play. We do get rid some value, but don't worry. We have Iymrith, and enemy has only 4 cards, so we are still ahead. And we also can get rid of the tap land this turn. There is some argument for Bloodchief first, but I do not think that it's worth it. This is basically his most of the turn. And I think he plays with the tapping because he expected the treasure. Yeah, this is really strong card. Perfect! Man, if enemy didn't give us Graven Lore, we would get mana screwed again. For like, it's so weird because I feel that the enemy always needs to make mistake just to counter that we don't draw like what we should draw statistically. Because like proportionally, when you check how many lands you have and how much deck you drew, you can see like normally with average draw how many lands you should have, and we are heavily behind this. So yeah, right now I feel the game is over. And there is a high chance we just go crazy with the Bloodchief first, just as a spot removal, because then we can get rid, like draw cards with Iymrith. The only issue is I'm not sure what his removal is. This is removal? It is, I guess. He might see that we think about it, because he has exactly the mana for it, right? White, red, and green. Okay, he tapped out. That's really good for us. Okay, okay. I kinda like it. How does it work? They have haste, so 2-2 with haste. Okay, okay, that's not the scariest. I think we go Celestus. We need to empty our hand in advance. We are not blood on the snow this turn. So I'm not sure how we exactly play. We need to double cast it to make a difference. Man, I don't know what my neighbors are doing, but it seems like they are just playing with something on the floor. Like, dropping it repeatedly. Yeah, I know, very interesting fact of Magic. That is just so weird when you hear those random sounds like that have literally no sense. Alright, so we remove the main threat from the enemy. I'm really sure he can rebuild, but first of all, we have a lot of mana, finally. Second, we have Celestus, and whatever he plays, we just remove with blood on the snow. So as long as we don't die, we don't really care even. Okay, so how do we do it? Let's check how much mana we have. 7, 8. So the best we could do is remove this, get rid of this in our hand. I think this is the blood on the snow turn. Like, let's not be super greedy. Like, we have sweepers in the deck, so let's draw some. Now we play blood on the snow. Do we have enough snow? Yeah, of course we do. We are just a professional Magic player. 5 is enough. Oh, look at this. I heard Iymrith is pretty good. And it's daytime, so we don't need to cycle anything. And it's untapped, so if enemy has anything with height, like basically we could remove this, but if he has something like this, the tokens will make a difference and we are only at 10, so we need to be a bit more careful about how we play. And as long as we have Iymrith, like I cannot believe that we lose the value game, you know? Even if it dies, we have Siphon Insight. Oh, respect, bro. I like it. This is some quality stuff. Alright, so we want to get rid of as many cards as we can right now. Ascendancy. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card. If it's a creature or planewalker, reveal hand. Or lie bottom. Okay, I kinda like it. Like, it will curate a lot of our draws, I would guess. So, we should attack, right? Let's see what we get. There's no way we get rid of the card, so we might as well do it. It's this awkward spot where Iymrith draws one card because you are triggering the less than 3, but it's still one card, so in a way it doesn't super matter. I will play this like this. I like switching the modes, but this is just higher value. One dice, look at the top 5 cards. You may reveal a creature card. Like, we have creatures. I'm happy with this one. Let's show the enemy how to play his deck, because I'm not sure if he knows. Like, it's so mean. Like, we are playing his deck and he doesn't. But this is basically what the Dimir is about, right? Just bullying poor players. Oh man, like, I cannot imagine how the game would look if he didn't trump us. I'm so happy he did. And this is why you need to really be careful about Field of Ruin. Man, it's so many times that enemy just helped us to win the game with this. Especially, like, what did he even kill? Like, it was just was it the Hall of the Sun Giant? He has so much time to do it. And what's more, against his deck, this is not how he dies, generally. Because we are value deck, so we win by value. And in the worst case, he leaves 3 mana up, and we'll need to tap 7 just to answer it, so, you know. And this is actually a pretty cool card. I do not mind this one. You know what? I do not mind it one bit. So let's just double cast. Because this will threaten the Lifa, so he needs to do something. And if he does, we just draw 3 cards because we have nothing in the hand. So that seems pretty sweet, and we still have the Vigilance guy. This is actually the first time I've seen this card so far. Yeah? You want to read this card? It's so mean. Alright, I guess we went into damage. So our enemy was a cool guy, and he let us go through with the damage. And the sun broke. Alright. Alright, we are going first. And we have to go for this one, because that's the only black mana that we have right now. However, the rest of the hand is pretty good. I would really like Memory Deluge or something like this. That would be a good start. And triple removal is basically what you want to do early game. So let's start. Enemy has a dragon, we have a weird spinning ring. I like the inertial model. It's something they actually did pretty fine. Alright. We have a lot of removals, so the game for now is just us removing stuff for the rest of the game. I don't think we care. This 1 damage will get back at some point with Marsh, so honestly we don't care. However, we have only 1 black mana, and this is the reason we cannot Dread Figure. If that was a swamp, I would Dread Figure and Infernal Grasp on top of it. You will be surprised, my friend. Oh boy, you will be surprised. Enjoy! Enjoy the show! It must feel so discouraging. He has 3 cards, we have 5 removals. Okay, 4 removals, but this can also be a removal in a way. So, what do you want to get rid of? This is so funny. Oh man, not sure if that's what he expected. Okay, that's actually super cool. This is probably the card that we wouldn't play at all. Let's go like this. I think this is fair. It keeps us afloat with mana, so we obviously want to cast on the end step. By the way, this is what he wanted to hit with the Spellbinder. There is a high chance there's more of them. But we cannot risk it. We have enough instant removal, so even if he has another one or he wants to protect something really good, we can answer it, to my knowledge at least. And tapping out means that both initiates will get training. They aren't scared at all right now, but they will be scared with any creature in the game that they have. So we need to make sure that nothing ever attacks, and threat means that they have haste on the creatures. So enemy is just really wanting to bait us. But the problem is we do understand the situation. Sure, like, of course we get mana screwed as literally every game. I don't think I ever played a game with this deck that didn't get mana screwed, which is funny because I have 26 lands. So like literally, that's the most you should have. It's already a lot. We need to kill it right now. Is it Infernal Grasp? Yeah, it's Infernal Grasp, because we have quite a lot of different removals, and let's just keep the variety. And it gets better the longer the game goes. So you do it right now, because I'm pretty sure his plan was to put counter on Initiate, and then we need to kill both Initiate and this crap. Oh my god. We will actually never draw anything. This enables us to saw it coming on the enemy turn, so that's fine. Man, enemy is completely shut down, and we still cannot, like, do our stuff because we get screwed so much every turn. But as you can see, like, as long as the initiates are here, we don't care, because we have Marsh, we can just, you know, if we drew a land. We do have lands in this deck, believe it or not, we actually have the lands here. 1/4 of the deck nearly. and 4 lands. Like statistically we should have 6 by now. And that's exactly what we need. We exactly want 6 lands. So basically the whole game revolves not around this. The whole game is here. Can I draw the deck that I have created? And so far the answer is no. Enemy also is not having the time of his life. That's so funny. It actually makes a good core here. Alright, do we kill one of them? I honestly feel that we should. I'm not sure if we go for 3 or 5. We have so much value in hand that maybe we go for 5. Nah, let's go for 3. It's completely awkward for both of us. Like the game is completely like, what the hell, shuffler. Like, by the way, we still cannot draw a land. We can counter whatever comes, but it's not great. Like, we won't have better situation than this. Cavalier, great. So he just double casts something and we are in trouble, and we never hit the 5th land in the game, so we just cannot play most of our deck. And this is so annoying. I really don't feel like I'm playing against this guy. I'm playing purely against my card draw. That's completely, like, statistically wise, it has 0 sense right now. Like, this is not how it should work completely. Should I play 30 lands to hit? Because this is like the 4th game in a row that looks like this. Like, we win some of them, but it still feels like completely like a joke. Oh man, yeah, I'm just triggered so much. We even don't have double black after all this time. Imagine if we just had 6 mana like we should. This is exactly 1/4 of the 26 lands. So it means that we should have 6.5 land right now. Imagine we had everything normally. We just play Kairi, we win. We play Blood on the Snow, we get blood, we get stuff back, like everything would just work normally. We have to do it right now, like this. We go for the expensive one, because obviously as a control deck we will never... Enemy has as an aggro 7 lands while we have 4. I think that tells really a lot. Oh my god, what is this weird card from my deck? Of course, not a swamp. Of course. And this means that we cannot double spell. However much mana we have, we don't have double spell. I'm not sure we have either balance, swamps and islands, or more swamps. Like, I need land. I cannot win the game if I will never be able to play my spells. Our spells are auto-win in this situation. Like, the moment we cast Kairi and Blood on the Snow, our game is completely over and we won. Doesn't seem to be the case in this game. We are actually at 4 by getting hit for 1-drop for 7 turns in a row. Now we got a ramp. This is, oh yeah, like we not only have 26 lands, we actually have, I think, double Celestus. So in reality we have 28 sources of mana, and we still didn't draw them at all. And this might be the first turn when it's too late. Okay, we'll try to make it somehow, but it's just crazy stupid what's going on here. By no rights this game should continue. Like, it should be over 7 turns ago. But you know. Shuffler. Alright, let's try to use our full knowledge of the matchup, of the strategies, just to make sure that we can beat the Shuffler, maybe. Because this is the only way he could completely butcher the game. And I hope he will do it, because this is the target that we already want to remove. And this is the only way he could lose this game. Oh my god, like, The bad Boros players are like a blessing, because it can negate the shuffler crazy thing, and he can still win at any moment. He just needs one burn spell. No, and now we butchered it, because I'm so triggered. Yeah, we should wait until he wants to go to combat. No, but that was the same. And we lost the game against Shuffler. Alright, we are going first. Finally. And we have pretty decent mana. What I really like about Siphon Insight, I actually really like about Siphon Insight, that it really helps you to hit the lands. Yeah, they won't be the lands that you want. Never mind, I guess they will. Can an enemy play anything that we care about? This is actually a good decision. It seems to be control deck. Control decks might play... Yeah, I will definitely take this one. Control decks might play Test of Talent. If this gets Test of Talented, we will be crying on the inside. Like, so much. Oh, what the hell was this lag arena? I just restarted because the soundbug completely shut down any sounds. Like, I actually didn't have a single sound in the game. And by the way, look how much Siphon Insight helped. It's actually insane how good it was. Celestus? Super tempting, isn't it? This is negate mana, by the way, or make disappear mana. It's fine. If they do it, they cannot counter one of the other cards. Yep, here we go. This is scary, what they will play. We don't have counter spells, that's why we play like this. If I had negate, I would completely change the gameplay. And we weren't guaranteed to hit the land, and that's exactly why I did what I did. Screams of desperation, doesn't it? And it's fine. If they have Test of Talents... Oh! What happens to the other card? Exile one of them, put the other bottom of the library. Huh. We have enough threats, we do not have enough negates. It's a bit sad, because this is one of the best matchups for the Siphon Insight, but we just simply cannot hit lands. Like, I have so much trouble with hitting lands. Oh my god, thank you! You are best friend in my Magic career. He actually fixed our mana, so we can negate him with his own card. I'm so happy, right? This was exactly the most scary turn, and this would lose us the game if he has good Planewalker. And he just saved us from this. Oh my god, thank you, Dr. J. You are the best, bro. This is a lot of card advantage. Thank you. This Field of Ruin costs him either a counter spell that is extremely premium. By the way, he knows it's his counter spell. Jewelry, okay, that's fine. It means that he doesn't draw it now. Man, can I hit my lands? 13 cards. Soon 1/4 of the deck. Oh man, I went to 26 exactly for this reason. So I can start, you know, hitting my lands, and it's still not enough. Like, bro. Enemy is actually playing lands as a spells. We have stolen one of our lands from the enemy. It's just insane. Yes, please give me my lands. I really deserve them. Infernal Grasp, probably. I don't think Hall is relevant yet. It will be, but we have more. Great, now we will get through that, you will see. Alright, however round over, we can play like this. I want blue. Alright, this is the first turn when we actually started to play Magic. Okay, so what do we do? Junji is cool. He wants to draw the card. If we play Junji, like, it's pretty good overall. I don't want to get Make Disappear, though. Make Disappear is a big thing. Because this is not the counter spell that should counter your control against control main play. Okay, like, I guess we are both doing it then. Gravenlore is a bit better overall. Oh man, I want all of those. We definitely take this and this. Do we take the land too? With Graven Lore it's pretty good, right? Lands are really important, especially if you... And I will discard if I have to. I don't care at this point. We discard what? One card. Hall is really important, so it will be Bloodchief first. Even though we have quite a lot of lands, and they are not the highest value, but the rest of our cards... Look how valuable cards we have. We need to have counter spell ready, and this is something we shouldn't generally use, unless the game-winning play is there. You know what, I'm fine with this. We both drew a lot of cards, and this doesn't give any permanent value, except card drawing. So we are basically like Graven Loring is the same as Invoke Despair. He's also tapped out completely. And you know, that is a quite big... Man, if we had a 2-mana counter spell, this land drop that we missed is just so hurting us for the rest of the game. Junji. He doesn't have cards in the graveyard that we want to reanimate. And this card is not great if he has so many cards, because 2 of them probably aren't too great. We are going full defense mode. Sure. So enemy has a bit of a free reign, but like we both draw cards, and what I really like about Siphon Insight, this is definitely not obvious. You actually take cards from the enemy library, so in equal game you will win on the mill, because you are taking 8 cards from the enemy. Oh man, really, bro? Bro, stop it. Enemy has only 2 mana. I think we go... Do we go for the Graven Lore? If he has counterspell... You know what? Okay, you got it. You got it. If this gets Test of Talented, we are okay. A bit unfortunate, because we could go into daytime if we double cast the Siphon, but it needs to be on the player turn, that is, you know, his turn, so we don't switch anyway, even though we play 2 spells. I didn't cast Graven Lore, because I think that it's better to steal his cards. You know, I'm a mean Dimir player, I like stealing stuff from the enemy. Especially we can get rid of his counter spells, and that's pretty sweet. Let's get his, like, big things. Especially that he doesn't really have a lot of mana. And as long as we build our mana base solidly, he has only 2, so Junji and Counterspell is the thing. Lolf also with this is okay. That's perfect. We have a free turn to do whatever we want. That is really good. He has 8 cards. And he played it because then he doesn't need to discard, but is that the biggest deal? I'm not sure. Huh. March can go. I think it can go. Alright. So now we have free reign. And we definitely tap the Celestus. If this dies, we need to have stuff, you know? And Hall of the Storm Giants is a thing. So I think for now we go for Lolf. Enemy didn't draw a single card with the Bankbuster. That's pretty funny, because like they fought for it, but they never got any value so far. They are drawing with different cards, so in the end it didn't really matter so much, I guess. And right now enemy needs to answer his own Planewalker. Like, Siphon Insight is so good in those mirror matchups. And enemy has 32 cards, we have 39. This is actually something we should consider, because there is a chance that we mirror until the end. And for all you fans of spinning a circle in the circle, yeah, the top quality content. I was thinking about making a review on this one. I'm not sure, maybe we will do. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Mid-Hook Massacre. This is not something you want to counter. Like, it sucks, and that's it. You got it, bro. You got it. And on the bright side, there's not much creatures on his side except like Lolf tokens that will damage us. Healing is not the worst. Like, it will be a game of control in the end. And with Gravenlore, Memory Deluge, we can go into like slower game. I'm a bit scared about Hall. We have one Field of Ruin, so we can answer one of them. Soul Shatter. Okay. Do we want to protect Lorf? I honestly don't super care. It was more of a, like, let's test the waters. I don't super care about his own win condition. We have ours. Ours are way better. We'll probably protect our win conditions, not his. And you definitely want to always tap this guy. Ah, we can pay the mana. Yeah. We need to keep in mind both Jewari and Make Disappear. Because this, like, he cast one, right? Yeah, one of them. Not sure how many he plays. I would go with 2 or 3. Jewari, high chance he plays 4. Like, he has Dimir deck without the Snow team, so not really much reason to not play 4 of them. Okay, that's interesting. So the problem is that you need to answer Junji, but in a very specific manner. So it means that not, like, we don't counter removal most likely. Especially that we have Blood on the Snow, so it gets back. We can go with card advantage and some stuff like this. Do we have creatures? Nah. We are both the mages that hate creatures. Invoke Despair. Like, we get the value, right? I will take it. It might be a bit of a mistake, because we are getting a bit low. But you know what? He draws a card, he loses a card. I think we go with Blood on the Snow next turn. We get back the Junji. And, you know, pose the same threat next turn. He's going hard through his deck. He drew 10 cards more than us. Yeah, and that's what I mean. When they have a lot of cards, it doesn't matter as much as, like, if they have 4. Okay. So what is the rest of your turn? Probably nothing, right? But we will go with Memory Deluge at the end step. I do not care about Test of Talent. Like, we need to pressure him, and if he wants to counterspell, he needs to waste one of the cards. And we are quite heavily in, like, tempo play right now. Okay, he got it. Would be great to not miss one of the lands during the game, but that's fine. That's completely fine. We do not have removal, so we are going with this. Let's go for black. It also makes sure that he has hard time answering the thing. 6. And this is one of the themes for the deck, right? You get back Junji, so even though you have one of them, enemy feels like you have way more. Cardo, sure. Man, enemies having like so much cardo in his deck. I wonder if he has good matchup against... Like, I'm not sure about it. Like, against Boros, it feels like extremely slow deck. But it depends what kind of the deck he drew, so, you know, probably all good. Just ranting. Just ranting because I want to win the game. And it's hard. It's definitely hard. Enemy has a lot of mana. We have what, 6, 9, 10 with Celestus, and he has 10 without Celestus. I guess that's pretty even. Call of the Storm Giant is a bit scary, but he needs to kill Junji to make it matter. Yeah, not super happy about the Sorin, but we just need to go with it. Like, our last counter spell is a big thing. And we are basically very heavily tapped out. So, you know, we need to be a bit careful about this stuff. We have Menace, so we can kill Sorin whenever we want. Forter. Saw it coming, most likely. That's interesting. Alright, alright. Alright, that's scary. I think we... enemy has mid-hook, right? Alright, this one is a bit tricky. I would like to just attack enemy and not do anything else, because I don't want to give him opening on the Hall of the Storm Giants. So if he answers Junji right now, we have some options. If not, that's fine. So basically he got one card out of Sorin. Token is annoying, but it doesn't really change too much. And I do think that we don't do anything. We could play this and get rid of the vampire. But then we can... Yeah, we need to play careful, because we need to make sure that it seems that we can answer Hor. If we tap out, it means that we cannot. So this is the reason why I play like this. If there was no Hor, I would definitely play completely differently. Let's draw. Why not? We are at 7. We are at magical value that next turn we go to 8, and Hor isn't lethal anymore. And with full open mana, enemy do respects our removal. I hope. Oh, he doesn't. Oh boy, he does not respect it. That's not great. So we definitely wait until the declaration of attack, so he has less mana. Well, this will be an issue. We need to draw something good that removes it. We can also use our Hor. So I guess we just trade. Yeah, that was my idea, I forgot. Like, okay, you need one mana removal. I don't think he has something like this, right? And we can still counter it if we care. So, I guess we just went with the trade of Hall of the Storm Giants. And we have Junji and he doesn't. So, in retrospect, I don't think it was worth it. This is exactly the reason why we left mana open. And we still have mana for counterspell, and now we can start bouncing from the situation. Enemy just lost his leverage. We need to be prepared for counterspell. I think he wants to drain us with the Bankbuster at the end step. So we can actually just sweep the board, right? Alright, so we can do it both ways. We can, I guess, Mythic for 5 is a thing as well. But then we don't get Junji back, so that's not great. Enemy has no creatures, right? Yeah, and we have no creatures because we didn't hit anything except this guy. Alright, interesting play. So if we go with Blood on the Snow, we can get back Junji back after it gets swept, and it can block them. So it can block the Bankbuster. Enemy needs to discard 2 cards. Not the worst. However, if he can counter it, we need to use our counter, and then we are tapped out, and he needs just removal to win the game. But then we play double spell, right? So that actually gives us 1 HP. I will do it. I wonder what happens. Like, enemy is going really tight with the mana, so while he can counter something, he cannot counter 2 things. And we still have mana for Make Disappear. Bruh. Now, you need another counter spell. It has to be Negate. This is the only card that will work for you. And then we sweep the board, basically. We have a blocker, and the enemy needs to remove 2 cards. And that hurts. Oh. Sure. Oh, nice. Okay. So he sacrificed the thingy. That is actually interesting. But we still get to 5. So we are still at 1. So what happens? We cannot pay this, and he counters with this. Okay. Yeah, both counter this. So I don't think we can... So this will get countered, this triggers and resolves, and this will get countered in the end. So there's no reason to pay them. That was very interesting turn, not gonna lie. It also means that we probably want to Mythic massacre ourselves. That was not the original plan. Oh, oh, we lost one. Okay, okay. Oh, that would be nice for the rest of the game to have this. Oh man, that's so close. He didn't have enough mana to activate it last turn, I think. Another hole, another hole. Okay, like, that's getting interesting. With double Mythic, we can negate his, like, drain. And he is going all in. Like, he just wants to draw something. Okay, that's an interesting one. We definitely have a lot of threats that we just cannot draw right now. So that's a bit unfortunate. Hall of the Stone Giants, the fact that he got second one already is a bit of a problem, because we couldn't even draw our Field of Ruin. Wow! Oh my god, this deck just does not cooperate with me today. So enemies tapped out basically, except this two. If he has Negate, of course he needs to cast it, but then we make Disappear. Also make Disappear is a thingy with the Junji. Oh wow. Do we want to sacrifice Junji? Not really, like the whole deck doesn't have a single creature. And I would prefer to make him do it. So, we counter this one. Bruh, just give me my stuff. I really deserve those cards. Alright, alright. Better. This is definitely something we take. We probably need full the value, right? Bloodchief first. Probably not Bloodchief first. I guess it's a black card, but Shadow Verdict. Okay, something to exile. He's completely tapped out. Do we kill the token? We can go up to how much mana? We can exile one card, so it's basically +2. We have 3 mana, so we'll go to 4. Extra 4 life. So it's exactly above the Hall of the Storm Giant. That's pretty neat. I'm not sure about this play, but it does feel that it's worth it. Also disables the Bankbuster. So, like, you know, his whole game plan seems to be kill us. And this really disables this idea. I'm a bit scared to attack, to be honest. Because he's at 19, it's just so many attacks, it won't work. Like, we need, I know we have a little bit of cards, but we have Kotose, and Kotose can really do a lot. We can get rid of Invoke Despair, maybe. Seems to be a very good target. Also, like, if he goes with the whole Storm of... Yeah, you know the card, and then goes Invoke Despair, then we die. And now, if he goes Invoke Despair, we still die, right? Okay, that's fine. Not really, but it's fine. So, not much of a choice. He definitely got a lot of, like, value loss from Junji. And this is why this 1 HP matters so much. We would just be dead if we didn't go for this healing play. It is also a pretty scary thing for different reasons, because right now, depending on whose turn it is, the Mythic Massacre triggers will kill us, depending on who is first. Celestus, okay, that's fine. And we, as you can see, we are both at very low HP. We go into the night mode. Do we want to go into night mode? Not really, to be honest. But Kotose is just follow-up. We need to get rid of the hole. It sucks, because enemy gets a good card. Like, probably, I think, like, our hand is perfect, so he gets more of this. Do we even take it? Enemy has 18 cards. Like, sure, let's draw. Good decision. That card was definitely not what you want next turn. Alright, he decided. Will he discard a new card? Generally, I would expect that... Oh, so he had nothing. We helped him a bit, but I think it's still worth it. I wonder. If he could kill his Horror of the Storm Giants, then we lose HP. But it's his turn, so I believe our triggers go first, so it doesn't kill us. Okay. I think that's how it works. I remembered some time ago, I forgot again. Sure. Like the 300 IQ play would be just to tap Hall right now and go with the Bankbuster attack. Like, I'm doing this because I know he won't do it, but that would be the actually good play. Alright, let's exile the big bad boy of the game. Man, like, we still didn't get Field of Ruin in, like, so many cards. We have 2 mana. Nice! Alright, alright. No threat for you, my friend. Alright, and he is getting the draw engine. And he even uses it right now. That's interesting. Alright, alright, alright. Oh man, like, by the way, this is something we would like to draw so many times before. Hive is actually best top deck of his deck. This is 0 mana, I kill you next turn. We could out-heal this. So we can switch into the daytime, and do nothing, and it switches back. So we draw 2, discard 2, and we go to 4. Enemy does as well, which sucks. Man, his Celestus is so annoying. Kotose can get like March. It's not really the optimal target though, you know? Not sure. Like, we have so many options, but we are forced to make bad options, I feel. And Kotose cannot block the high. Man, this was the best top deck of his deck. This is actually the only card that really makes a big problem right now. It also exiles the Memory Deluge and Siphon Insight. We could dig into his deck. You know what? He doesn't want to draw cards. Let's do it. I think this is the easiest way to just make sure that we have more time. And he doesn't get card advantage, and you know, we can actually start milling him with the Celestus. Not exactly, because he can decide to not draw. But it really... Okay, that's a good discard target. And now we do nothing, because we have so many instants, and we go to 4. Enemy might still remove something on our turn, on our upkeep. And this would kill us. But I think he won't. I'm not sure if he even sees this line of play. I guess he can go with the Bankbuster, but we still have some Siphon Insight and we can just fish for removal from his deck. And you know, he would much rather just go with the Menace, I guess. Yeah, he just wants to draw a card. So the play probably is to activate the... Man, Hive is just so perfect for his situation. It activates the Bankbuster. It works as a 0 mana creature, and they had like 2 mana to play something after the drawing card. Invoke Despair. Oh man, this does hurt. So we are forced to actually go for his deck. Let's see what he has. I'm sure we will find a Negate. Wow, I want those cards. Invoke is also really perfect. Oh man, that's it, right? Oh man, that was such a close game. If anything, it... Oh, but we need to... Whoa, moment. We go for blue. Yeah. If there's anything in his deck that can help us, it's 1 blue. You highlighted different mana, bro. Why? That was, by the way, Field of Ruin. I would love to have it. Man, we had so many cards. We didn't hit a single Iymrith this game for some reason. Oh man, like I feel that this was a really good game still. We were on the back foot, but I feel that we are on the verge of like stabilizing completely. And with Kotose, Memory Deluge, like cards like Iymrith, like we had so much value. We didn't hit most of our big hitters this game. Oh man, probably a lot of mistakes during this game, but I feel it was quite entertaining, so I will probably leave this one. Hope you enjoyed, guys, and don't forget to subscribe and see more videos if you like those kind of games, huh? Jokes aside, thank you very much for watching this one.